So I think I've figured out what's wrong with today's youth, which is the youth of society a generation or so after mine. Like, fucked up kids, you know. Like, I was the last generation that got taught legitly in school, that got taught real history and real fucking subjects. I was also the last generation that got your ass whooped if you fucked up, go pick you out a switch, that kind of stuff. So I've got two theories on why, and they both kind of correlate, of why our society's so fucked up. Is those kids are adults in their early 30s and late 20s now, and even younger, and they're kids, okay? One is we stopped whooping their fucking ass. I'm sorry, dude, but kids need, just like anything, needs to be put in their place. They need to be told who is alpha, who is dominant, and if you disagree, look at society. I'm not saying every kid needs to be whooped, because they don't, but if my mom didn't whip me and teach me my place in society about respecting my elders and respect for myself, which helped me grow into respecting other people and being a functioning member of society, y'all would have had problems. Not everybody, obviously, because I can't fucking fuck all y'all up, but I was a bad kid. Like, I was a bad kid. I was a fucking little fucker. And if my mom didn't whip my ass, I probably would have become a bad teenager and then became a bad man. Like, I quit being a bad kid when I was like 13. I kind of had to step up, if you would, because some other shit was going on in my life. But in my ass, my mom only really whooped me until I was like 10, because I got huge when I was 11. You know, I was taller, bigger than my mom was, you know. But she still would whip my ass. She would still freaking do things. She would still throw shit at me. And that's only if I fucked up. It wasn't like she would just do it randomly and do it intensely. She would just match the punishment to the crime. And I grew up to be a pretty decent guy. So I think a lot of the issue is a lot of these kids who are now parents, who are doing the same thing that their parents did to them, which is not instill the discipline and the fear, if you would, of an adult. Like, now, I mean, kids know that they could fuck with someone over to the age of 18, and there's probably little chance that they're going to do anything to them, because we'll go to jail. I mean, I don't give a fuck, dude. If some under 18-year-old fucks with me, dude, I'll try to fucking test my mettle. I'm going to fuck you up. I don't give a shit. Send me to jail. You know, fucking, I ain't going to be a victim to no fucking kids. I'll fuck you up, dude. I'll shoot you. I'll stab you. My dog will get you. Whatever I got to do. I'll hit you in the head with a rock or a stick. But that's the problem, is you never got your ass beat. So now you're little fucking pieces of shit that have given birth to other pieces of shit. And now our country is majority of the pieces of shit who never got their ass whooped. Also, another correlation that I had for all this misbehavior and how shitty our society has gotten, along with the spanking, or the lack of spanking, I should say, is simply in the mid-90s, that's when all the kids started getting put on fucking antidepressants, antidepressants, anti-anxieties, psychoactive medications, and all this shit. Beforehand, yeah, we had plenty of kids. There was kids here and there on Ritalin and other things, but it wasn't like overtly prescribed. There wasn't a crazy amount of kids who were prescribed drugs. And like in the 90s, it went up to like 1 in 5 kids was on some sort of antidepressant or anti-anxiety, and now it's close to 1 in 3, I believe. And I know 1 in 3 Americans takes medication, and it gets into the groundwater, into the city water supply. And I think that's another reason why our shit's all fucked up, is people drink tap water and they're getting medicines that they're not supposed to get, and it's fucking with their brain. And, you know, a lot of kids and a lot of people in the inner city, they don't filter their water. They don't, you know, go and get good water. They drink tap water. And that explains a lot, you know, why we have all this rise in mental illnesses, why we have this rise in autism. I'm not going to say that it's definitely a vaccine issue, because I personally know some people who've vaccinated their child, and their child was normal before, and now they're like autistic, you know. So I'm pretty sure. But then again, you know, it's not the vaccines, it's the other shit in the vaccines that causes it, the mercury and the bromide and all that other shit. I think that causes autism. But I think a big factor of it is all the medicine and chemicals in the water have ruined Americans' brains, to the point where you have people that it's like you could literally be holding a lighter in your hand and they'll deny that you're holding a fucking lighter in your hand. I know I've used that analogy many times, but that's the reality of it, is their brains are so fucked up. You want to know why people can't do basic research, or why people can't remember basic 6th grade mathematics education, talking about how the economy works and how it's printing money and how spending money and how it all ties in, correlates with the economy and the stock markets and all that other shit, dude. It's amazing how many people conveniently forgot that, and still to this day conveniently forget that that's how it works, you know. And now I'm watching people that, I mean, I'm sorry, I have friends who refuse to acknowledge this. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. Get that lizard. Get it, get it, get it. Get it, go ahead and get it. Get it, get it. Oh, almost. Get it. He's right next to you. She got that lizard. I think she actually got it. I think she did. Yeah, she got her kill. Oh, no. It was still alive. Almost. All right, come on. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Come on. Come on. Good girl. You almost got that lizard, didn't you? You almost got him. Yes, you did. All right, put it down. Relax, put it down. Put it down, right there. Put it down all the way. Sit. Good girl. So anyway, yeah, and so that, I think, like, literally the, oh, that's right, I was talking about an example I have. So one of my examples is, I have a friend, and I'm not going to say her name because I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to put her on blast. She is a feminist, which right there, it kind of, you know, lets you know the mind formation and thought processes of ists people, any of the ists. So she's a self-proclaimed feminist. So she's already like anti-male anyway. And but she is completely for the left. She completely thinks that Donald Trump is Project 2025 and all this other crap, right? Anyways, I got pissed because she got pissed because I kept talking about, you know, fuck Biden, fuck the Biden administration. Like, you know, they're costing us all this money. They're making us pay all this extra. The value of the American dollar is going down due to overprinting, overspending, and sending it all overseas, which we already went over. It's basic fucking 4th grade and 5th grade math and social studies. It's not hard to understand. You know, you print a bunch of money, it becomes less valuable. And then you take that same money and you send it overseas to places that it's not going to come back in any kind of return into our pockets. It's money given away, which means we have less of it, which means we have to print more of it, which means more devaluation of the dollar. It's fucking 4th grade math and social studies. It's not that fucking hard, you know? Like, anyway, she said I was a hypocrite because I wouldn't acknowledge that because of the cost of eggs going up to insane costs, and they are insane, under Trump, that I wasn't bitching at Trump and bitching about Trump. And I said, what does the fucking bird flu have to do with fucking eggs or with Trump? Like, I was like, the reason I was complaining about Biden is because his policy and his spending directly affected us. And I said, so how are you going to correlate the cost of eggs with the bird flu with anything that has to do with Trump? Because it has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with Biden administration either. It's the fucking bird flu. But she says that I'm a hypocrite because I won't denounce Donald Trump because of the cost of eggs going up. And I was willing to denounce Biden and Kamala Harris because of all the shit that they did. And I tried to explain to her, I was like, look, did Trump go and like infect chickens personally? Did he go out there and like infect these chickens on purpose? Because if he did, then I would be bitching about him driving up the price of eggs. But he didn't. What's going on, boss?
What's up, bro?
Not much. How you doing? Okay, sorry, I had a potential customer. Yeah, and so like I tried to like explain to her that the bird flu has nothing to do with this current administration, and the price of eggs has nothing to do with this current administration. It has to do with just the bird flu. The cost we all experienced, both in gas and in food, had to do with Biden shutting down most of our domestic oil production, most of our oil wells, pipelines, also sending all the money overseas, which I just went over a second ago, so I'll spare you that again. She said that I was a hypocrite because I didn't blame Trump for the cost of eggs. Can any of you people make sense of that? Can you make sense of how bird flu causing the price of eggs because millions of chickens have to be culled is Trump's fault? because I mean, I can't. I try to look at things from all angles and views before I make a decision. And I'm not the biggest Trump supporter, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, definitely him over Harris or Biden over pretty much anybody else, of course. Yeah, absolutely, I voted for him. But if there had been a better selection, and if the Democrats hadn't gone off the fucking deep end, become fucking dick-sucking socialists, they might have had a chance of actually coming up with a decent candidate. But Kamala fucking Harris, come on. Come the fuck on. I mean, that's like, you might as well fucking try to run Gavin Newsom. You know, no one's gonna fucking vote for him after they've seen the fucking shape of the state of California, except for you fucking leftists. You fucking Democrat liberal leftists that don't understand how the cost of eggs isn't Donald Trump's fucking fault, and how I'm not a hypocrite because I was bitching about fucking bad policy costing us money, and bad policy sending our taxes overseas, and bad policy printing out more money than we need to, versus chickens getting sick and raising the price of eggs. Like, that's just one small example of the stupidity that I fucking hear come out of these people's mouths. And the only thing that I can correlate with it is, like, when you become an ist, a feminist, a racist, a misogynist, all those ists, I think your brain, your intelligence level goes down. And I think also with all the different chemicals in the water and all the different medicines that were in the water, it's affected people's fucking brains. It's the only answer. Anyways, I'll let you guys ponder on that, and hello, and see what you guys have to say. So hit the like button, leave the comments down below. Do you think that it's Donald Trump's fault that the eggs got so high, and the reason why we're spending more on eggs? Or is my friend completely fucking batshit crazy because she doesn't understand the basic concepts of how reality works? They all live in a fantasy world, and I'm sure most of you that watch my channel agree with me that these people literally live in a self-generated fantasy world that not only they perpetuate through only looking into leftist shit and looking into Democrat shit and refusing to open their eyes and look at any other way. Because I've met them. Like, she's one of them. She refuses to even look at anything. She thinks that it's all propaganda, that everything, it's funny, all these left-wingers think that everything that's coming out is all right-wing propaganda. People are like, oh, well, you know, you say that you're fucking shutting down these things. Well, we don't have proof of this. But then in the very next post, I hear you all bitching about all the fucking employees that are fucking going unemployed. If he's not shutting down government shit, then where are all these fucking federal employees that are unemployed coming from? Oh, let me guess, they just appeared? Yeah, so there's no correlation to unemployed federal employees to shutting down of government fucking, government sectors? I don't know what you would say, different government branches, Like, so is there a correlation to that, or is there no correlation? So did these unemployed federal employees just become unemployed out of nowhere? We just deem them unemployed federal agents and they're really not? Or are they unemployed federal agents that are from this fucking giant government purge that we're seeing? So there's your fucking proof. Like, what, you want to see a list? I'm sure that's coming out. Like, the Epstein list is supposed to drop today. So let's see who's on that list. I have an idea of who already is. I'm just questioning on who I didn't think was on that list is on that list. Anyways, obviously, it's getting crazier. People are being more retarded. Also, there is calls for violence now. So, everybody out there, just watch your backs. Keep up the good fight. And keep spreading that information at all costs. You guys take care of yourself. And the like button, comment thingy, you guys know what to do.